Hey everybody, it's me, Derek the Chocolate Botanist, and I am sifting soil. I was sifting soil on the TikTok, and then I made the mistake of reading some of y'all's comments, and then I got sad, and then I got mad, and then I got glad because I got Jesus. Hallelujah! No, oh shit, anywho, we're gonna go ahead and go. We're sifting soil on today. Why are we sifting soil, you may ask? Because I had a forgotten vermicomposting bin. Share this, by the way. Hey, all of you coming in. I had a vermicomposting bin, by the way. Y'all didn't say nothing about the tongues I threw. Did y'all hear that? I was going up in the spirit. It's okay. I had a vermicomposting bin that I forgot about. And I looked at it because I thought it was just like bokashi, and it wasn't. And then I ended up realizing that I had these earthworms, like these earthworms. I don't know if y'all can see in here. There's none of that is helping, but there's earthworms in here. And I was like, well, let me go ahead and sift this out. And I've been meaning to sift this out for weeks, and now we're doing it now. So the things that I use to sift out my vermicompost. I have a scoop. You can get you a scoop from anywhere. Okay. You can get you a sifter. I got a sifter, right? And then I have a container and I put it all in. This container right here. So I am sifting out the soil. Okay, this was peat, random boxes and other stuff. Things that didn't break down like I wanted them to are in this container right here. And they will be re-looked at, recomposted again and again and again and again. So how does this work? I could sift this over and over again to really like get a lot of junk out, but I'm a lazy person when it comes to this type of stuff because I know all I need to do is get to a place where it's good enough. Like all of these little rubles at one point I used to go for and take out, but I don't anymore. Because again, what's the point? It's going to break down. But you know what's not going to break down? Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? Can y'all guess what this is in the comments? Guess what this is? This little thing right here. Can y'all guess what that is? This little piece right here? I think actually it's not. This is what I'm looking for. That's kind of what I'm looking for. That's actually a piece of plastic. I had found one earlier. What I was going to show y'all was I had eggshells that were in here that were not broken down. We might find one as we go. Thank you, Plant Mommy. Hello. So it wasn't a bone. I had a piece of eggshell that was in here because I will break down eggshells into my composting when I'm going in. And I'll also leave like bits of plastic because I'm a lazy Bama who needs to just be arrested. But I had eggshells, whole eggshells that were still chunks as I put them in because I didn't grind them up in that go. What's all this thread? Oh my goodness. So, boom, boom. How does plastic get it in there? Let me tell you how plastic gets in here. There's a lazy guy named Derek who puts the plastic in here when he's setting these up. Because when he's getting his boxes and stuff together, sometimes he'll fold up plastic within the boxes and then he composts them and be like, it's not going to break down, so it'll be okay. And then when he's going through these later on live, he gets embarrassed because he's like, you dummy, why do you keep doing this to us? So that's how it happens. Unfortunately, I found plenty of plastic bags. I found plastic in plenty of bags of soil, unfortunately. Yeah, it's something that happens because, like, you may be intending to compost. And side note, y'all see this earthworm? Y'all see this? Y'all see this earthworm? This is what we do this for. You may be intending to compost just the boxes, right? Some boxes have plastic in them. Like some of these boxes we've seen before. And this is another piece of eggshell. So y'all can see this a little bit. Trying to like get this in a good place where you can see it. Zoom in a little bit, zoom in a little bit. It's not going to be a good video. I had so many on TikTok and I should have just like waited because TikTok wasn't giving me the play that y'all do. I don't know why I went to them. That's what I get for leaving home. But this is a piece of eggshell like right here that is not broken down. And this has been in here for a couple of years at least because I haven't had bought earthworms in a while. So this is a couple of years of just sitting to the side and not broken down. And I pour all types of stuff over mine. Hi, everyone. First time catching a live. Hey, Danielle. Janice. Hey, everybody. So tell me where y'all are watching from, just the state. And again, we're going to go from there. I'm not going to go too heavy with this. Why? When I'm sifting, because I don't want to crush and squirry my little earthworms that are in here. I am sifting them out. Why? Because when I give soil away, I don't want to give away my earthworms, because some of you all will be trying to kill my poor little children. And I didn't even know I had these children here to begin with. They was a surprise, just like me. Just like me to my mama, I was a surprise. I was a surprise to my mama, just like me. This is an old sock I think I threw in there because it had ripped up. I was like, let's just break it down and return it back into the world. Earthworm. And again, if I like go and sift this heavily, I'm going to break like a bunch of earthworms apart. So some of this is just like still clumping and super wet. I'm just going to put back in. By way of Wilson, North Carolina. What you know about Wilson? What you know about, what's the name of that church my pastor's daddy used to bishop? My pastor is Braxton D. Bowser Sr. The best pastor on this side of heaven, in my opinion. His daddy was William Bowser. I can't remember the name. It was like Brown's Chapel, maybe. Not the old sock. Yes, the old sock. So again, I'm not sifting super hard because a lot of this I'm just going to just put back in to break down some more. The earthworms are going to have to do a little bit more work on some of this. And I'm again going through because there's some of you who I would give my earthworms to, because I know you would like treat them with respect and cherish them. But others I wouldn't. And again, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to let this sit and dry. Okay. Yes, I know him. You better be knowing my pastor. I used to work in the Wilson. I used to go to the something different. And let me tell you about the Western Sizzling. Let me turn this camera back on me. The Western Sizzling. God, you let me get a job again and have some money. I'm going to go to that Western Sizzling. I'm going to get me a steak dinner with a sweet potato and a piece of toast. Texas toast. Okay. And then they're going to say, you want a dessert, hun? I'm going to say, yes, Shug. Give me that strawberry stuff with the cake and everything. Go ahead and give me that. Go ahead and give me that. Okay. And then after you give me that, give me a sweet tea and a water, because I'm trying to watch my weight. I'm trying not to watch it grow no more. I'm trying to watch it shrink. Okay. So you let me be blessed again with a job. Any of y'all hiring, y'all let me know. But we are sifting soil. Why did you let me? Who was that got me? Tabitha L. Summerlin? You the one that got me distracted? Why'd you let me get distracted? What is this? What is on this camera? Oh, it's this. I didn't even notice that the first time we did this. Terry, hey. How are you, Terry? It's been so long since you turned in out of my lives. I thought when y'all moved out of the state, y'all just stopped caring about me. You know, people used to call me, and they don't call me no more. Anywho, you know, my father used to live in Florida. I think it's just people like that just abandoned me. I'm just blessing. I'm just messing. Not really. I'm hungry too. I want some ice cream so bad. So I'm sifting out the vermicompost here. And again, I'm saving my earthworms. Y'all see that? Y'all see those earthworms? Y'all see those earthworms? We are saving these. And these are like little ones. So this has been sitting long enough for them to just be able to make populations and grow. Now, there's a part of me that wishes I left this alone, but I know this was like soaking, sopping wet. Don't be like that. I can't help but to be like me. I can't help but to be like me. Also, I ain't called them though, so I can't even look at them on the side, because I'd be like, we used to talk on the Marco Polo, but then Marco Polo started being like, it's a no-go if you want to use these things that used to be free, these services that used to be free, these abilities that used to be free that we gave y'all for free. We're gonna now charge you for them, and it's gonna be $20 a month on this app that was free. It's dumb Marco Polo. So I am sifting, and this is again another eggshell. We're very distracted today. This is another eggshell. Y'all can see this eggshell, again, has not broken down. It's still there. And it's just going to be there. Y'all make it like it's going to go ahead and break down all that soil. It's going to break down in the soil and release so much calcium. If that was the case, my plants would have been overfed and dead from calcium poisoning a long time ago. And again, these big chunks that are not breaking down, Derek used to be the type to like go and like sift them out and try to really break them down. But now I just put them back in. Sometimes you just gotta be patient, which is the thing I am terrible at because I hate being patient. I just want what I want when I want it. But this, here we go. This, hey Southern Roots and Heart and the people, y'all make sure y'all share this with the people so they can see that we're here. Why is this moving so much today? This wasn't moving until like just now. Give me a second. Okay, we're back. How bad does this smell? Oh, you think I'm in here smelling stuff that smells terrible? Oh, child, you got another thing coming. This don't smell bad at all. When you are doing like vermicomposting, okay, let me turn this back to me. So when you are doing vermicomposting, right, or bokashi, or even regular compost, you're having beneficial microbes and organisms break down stuff and break it down, crunk, 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 until it is broken down into its base components that plants can absorb, right? So that's fungi, that's somebody's bacterial, that's somebody's earthworms and microfauna, like small animals that are able to break this stuff down. And when you do it right, and it's not rotting, it doesn't smell. So when you have rot over here, okay, Rodney Rot be like, well, I'm going to go ahead and make the stuff stink because I'm making everything putrid. It's putrefying up in here, up in here, up in here, right? And that's what Rodney, I should have a cartoon. That's what Rodney Rancid does. I don't know what I called him at first, Rodney something, but Rodney Rancid, whoever. Y'all know what I'm saying. Okay, y'all know his name. You know what his name is. And then when it comes to actual like decomposition that is compost, right? A controlled decomposition. It's like, well, I'm going to move this piece here and this piece here and this piece there, and all of it's going to be amazing, splendiferous things. And that is what happens. So when you are doing controlled, mind you, controlled stuff, it doesn't smell bad. There's times where I can even pour milk into some of my decompositions, my composting. I pour milk in, and it smells bad at first because the milk is there, it's going bad. But that smell doesn't last forever. It only lasts initially for like 2 or 3 days. And that's a big 2 or 3 days. That's if I've done like a couple of them with milk. Other than that, they don't smell bad at all. Like, I want y'all to get sensory, but vermicompost, if you buy it in the store, it smells like nothing. And this has been sitting, and again, being soaking wet. So I was like, I need to sift this. Because I knew at the bottom of this, which I'm running into now, was just a mess of water. In addition to, I need this bucket empty because I need to do, I have another bucket that's outside. I have a couple of buckets outside that are supposed to be like getting done. And I need to do something with them. Thanks for the info. You're welcome. I hope the voices helped. I gave y'all voices and everything. I'll be doing too much for y'all for free. There we go. But y'all be giving me love. The people at TikTok, when I go on TikTok and I be live, they just be looking at me and laughing. And they don't be laughing like with emojis. They just be laughing in their spirit. And it makes me so sad because they don't be saying nothing, showing nothing. This is some paper I put at the bottom. I think I was trying to like stop the holes up to keep the earthworms from leaving. And that didn't work because there was still a couple of them on the outside when I was looking at it. And again, this is a sifter and shoulders. You right about that. So this is like some wet, just like muddy, mucky soil. And I'm not trying to like sift super hard because I don't want to like push the earthworms through this grate and like wreck them apart. I'm just trying to break some of this wet apart. And some of this wet, really I could dry this up quick by using like the dry peat that I have in another trash can. I have so much soil. If you're in a triangle and you need soil, please let me know. Like, I really recycle soil. But this wet stuff here, I can mix it with some peat, dry it up, and then put it back into either use outdoors or just keep composting it down. And here's another piece. You'll see this little piece right here, another piece of egg. Eggshells. The people make it seem like the eggshells be breaking down. People talk to me like I don't be doing stuff. Like I don't be growing for real. Like I ain't been growing in these streets. People get jumped into to being, you know, gangs and stuff. The Bloods and the Crips and all that stuff. But Derek, I was just born into this plant thug life. You know what it's like being the person growing plants and nobody wanted to be around you? Ooh, Derek just want to go look at them plants again. Now plants are cool. People want to do it. Y'all don't know the struggle. Some of y'all do. So I'm sifting soil, and I have a ton of soil here. And this is only like the top of the food chain of soil, because like quiet as it's kept, I have so much soil in this house. I keep saying it. I may be in North Carolina next week or so I may reach out to you for something. Please do. I'm in the Triangle. I'm in Durham, North Carolina. A lot of people somehow miss that I live in NC. But I'm right here in the Triangle. I used to post my address up. But after that one person that was stalking me, well, not really stalking me, but she seemed stalkerish. I had my phone number up on my link tree, and then she texted me, and I was like, we just met in the Walmart. Why did you? I was like, I'm just going to reach and text to my phone. And I kept up with her a little bit, but I hadn't heard from her in a while. I'm afraid to text her because she was an older woman. And I can't take texting somebody who's older and they not respond for a while and me text again and be like, dang, they done passed. That's something I can't really take. We're going to keep going. I don't know where we're going with that. We're going to keep sifting. We're sifting soil. I'll ask questions while I'm doing this. We're almost done with this bucket. I did like half of it on TikTok, maybe a fourth of it on TikTok. And we're almost to the bottom, and this is really wet at the bottom of this bucket. Like super wet, so I'm probably not going to get much of nothing when it comes to like trying to sift this, because it's just so, and I wish I had like a press or something without like squishing the worm, or I could just squish a lot of the water out, but I don't think that exists. Plant Thug Life, hoping to join you and learning. New to NC. You were the person that asked me about the natives, weren't you? New to NC and going to start gardening. Hey there. The Bee's Knees says, what are you sifting soil for? So here's the thing. Derek will give soil away. Now I know you're like, well, what do you mean? I mean, don't ignore the thing that fell over. This bag of soil, I'm not sure why it like shrunk up like this. I feel like either water vapor was leaving or what, I don't know. But it wasn't originally vacuum sealed like this. I don't know how that happened. But hermetically sealed soil. When it comes to this soil, I recycle soil. So any of my soil and my plants that have died, like this one over here, I don't even remember what was in this. This one is gone to the upper room. If you want to know where we're not singing. Y'all didn't give me any hearts. So we are mixing up soil, and that way I take this vermicomposted, nutrient added soil and I add it to the old stuff, and then I give it away. So this is why I don't really buy soil, even when I'm doing classes where I'm like making soil for like 70 people, 30 people. I don't buy soil. I have my own soil that I sit here, I mix up, and then I give to people. And I've given soil away to several people, and I still have soil. And I also compost, and then I mix the compost in, my bokashi compost in, it breaks down, and then I have so much more soil. Now I know you're like, Derek, if you got all this soil and you only live in a 2-bedroom apartment, why are you doing this? Because I have a problem. I have a problem. So we're going to sift this lightly, because I do want some of this wet gunk. I'm running out of space for some of the wet stuff. I think I'm going to stop sifting, though, because I feel like I'm just getting to the bottom. And at this point, this is going to be soaking wet. So that's why I'm sifting soil. And I'm also sifting out my earthworms. If I wasn't sifting out the earthworms, I would still sift just to kind of get like some of the big clumps broken down. And this also helps me to find like bits of plastic I left in here because I'm lazy, and it helps me to find other stuff, but that's why. And then this soil I just leave here with the light on it, and that way the earthworms don't try to climb out, because they're like bright light, and then they stay in here, because I've had earthworms try to escape a lot of things before. And once I empty this out, I take the wet gunk and I'll mix it up with like some compost or just a bunch of dry soil and then start feeding them again. Because I just need to dry this out because this is way too wet for them to survive in. And at this point, I'm trying to remember like if I just like purposely added water in here or what. I don't remember if I did. But this is like way too wet for earthworms. So I may even, and I don't have any in here. And I wish I did. I wish I had some sawdust. Because that would be an easy thing to just take this out. Basically add in like, 40, 50, basically equal parts of sawdust. Mix it up. And some grass and stuff. And then it'll be good. So this is now the end of this. I'm going to take these gloves off. I'm going to take, I'm going to point y'all over here and hopefully I don't mess up and knock anything over. Y'all don't judge my apartment. I'm going to take this. This was the bits that weren't done enough. Just pour them back on top. Which is still a good amount because I got like a lot out. It fluffs up pretty nice, but it's still a lot that's just not ready. And these earthworms right here, I'm going to pour back in. And then the earthworms that are in here, I said pour back in. Pour back in, dang it. There we go. And then now that we've done that, I'm going to leave this light on. I want this to dry out, and I'm going to close this room door when I'm done because I don't want the gnats that are in the living room right now to come into here because I have another project that I've been working on, and I'm going to show you all on F It Friday that has just gotten a bunch of gnats, like a crap ton of gnats. So, yeah, that was it. I think that's everything going on. So, we repotted some soil. I'm going to let this dry out, and then once it's dry enough, I'm going to just pick it out and mix it up because I do want this to lose some of its water weight. And then I can use it. So if y'all had any questions, throw them in the comments below. We're live for about 20 minutes. Great. That's all I wanted to do. Y'all have a beautiful rest of your Sunday, and I'll talk at you later. Bye-bye.